Let's get ready to
Ripple fight!
What the hell is even that?
That is one big pilot.
For a modern gaming audience.
Why are you running?
Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
We're communists.
Woke.
Would you please get your politics out of my comic books? I'm like, what comic books are you reading?
I'm cured! Praise God!
He vatored!
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Give me the meat and give it to me raw.
For a modern gaming audience.
If I speak, I am in big trouble. In big trouble.
Welcome to Nerd Wars. Sorry about that. Welcome to Nerd Wars.
Please clap.
Welcome, Gooch. When did you get here? Welcome. What? Gooch is on a thirst. I thought you were supposed to be a woolen like Mon Calamari, but we got Gooch today. Gooch is on the loose. But first, Badger, are you excited to see Gooch on the loose?
I'm so excited. I'm wondering if he's maybe downloading Doom: The Dark Ages or something, because every once in a while he freezes a little bit and then he goes that. But
actually, no, he looks good. It's probably your download. It probably is your. It's probably your Doom.
Stop downloading. It's not me either way.
Well, it's breaking. It's breaking computers. Just starting the download is probably already screwing up your computer.
Yeah,
I hear it's having some issues. Absolute pleasure to have everyone here, but most pleasure to have person here is Gooch. What are you doing here, bud? Tell us more.
I'm happy to be here. Manscaped, it's in the name. Yes, it's in the name. And looking forward to chatting with you guys and the chat. Always looking forward to seeing the chat. Good times, good times. Plenty more ahead.
Oh, indeed.
All I'm saying is I was like, hashtag save Gooch 2025. We may have just memed it into reality, just like my job.
I think you did. I think you did. You put it in the universe, and it's becoming a reality.
Mm-hmm. You just do a little bit of putting out in the universe, a little bit of praying, and a lot of hard work.
And I thank you guys for that. So thank you.
I thank Mog most of all.
To happen.
And someone's very
Couldn't
special out there. Gooch's biggest fan. Shut up.
We
Jesus.
Still have no idea who that is. Yeah, I like to thank my Jesus, my agent, Gooch's biggest fan. All right.
Yes.
So now that you guys are done with your intros, I'm doing one for once. I had to go back. I got Helsing number 6 and 7. Here is my dilemma though, Gooch. All right, so here's what I had 1 through 5. Now here's what I'm adding to it. There are still dark horses, but they're different. I guess it would be on that side, but it's a different printing. So the spine is different. And then what if I get more like the first one and then they start getting patchworky? Badger Gooch, is that okay? Or can I still be considered a collector, or am I getting banned from the club?
Your addictions.
It's okay? It's like half price. So it's like, it doesn't look as good, but I save the money and I spend it. I don't even need these. I've already seen this series. So it's like, right? Okay.
Listen, I just got away from all the
okay. I'll save all my hyperventilating for our topic later. We've got a good one. All right, putting the Helsings back. Happy to have those. And then, Gooch, you'll be excited to see this. We're going big on this one. Ooh. I thought I already knew about all of the Witchblade crossovers. There are some interesting ones I won, but they're so pricey. But then I found this. It's like $3. It's a one-shot. It's not a floppy. It's the normal one I like the Elseworlds and whatnot. And we got Witchblade Wonder Woman. Look at this. What?
I approve.
Oh, there we go. Now you can actually see it. And it's not the normal artist, but it certainly still looks good. Who's the artist?
Who's the artist?
Mark Pajarillo? Oh, wait. Yeah, no, Badger, you're Latino. You pronounce it for us.
Pajarijo.
That's what I said.
By the way, the irony is not lost on us, Sebrew. Gooch leaves spastic kids have to deal with a spastic kid on YouTube. Yes.
Yes.
I don't know who is he talking about. So speaking of spasming, I had gotten the first one of 2 of this, not realizing it was a one of 2 of the previous one. So I ordered the second one for too much money on Amazon used, and then he sent me the first one that I already had, and it took like a week and a half to deliver. And I'm like, bro, where's the right one? He's like, oh, let me see if we got one. Oh, I'll send it to you. So finally, after so long, I got it. I hate comic books so much. All right. Please like and share. Feel free to repost the tweet because StreamYard screwed me and I had to redo the stream twice. So the algorithm is
hit that notification bell.
Not going to be sending people here. So if you could help a brother out, much appreciated. All right. First, before we get into my more Tomac has other. I literally just took off the Tomac hat. 1 second. Tomac for 20. Erwin, I did beat Doll's Nest last week. I should have already played it, but I'm kind of addicted to Death Must Die. So I put up a review on Steam. It may be just the meme I've been saying about it. And I hope you have been telling Gooch about how out-of-pocket Lucha Underground is. Yes, so Lucha Underground was not on the list today, but I'll tease the Gooch a little bit. So honestly, Badger, I think instead of watching Cuck, which we all know is not going to happen. Tomac, why did you
totally second monitor? What are you talking
Cuck?
about?
I think instead watch the first episode of Lucha Underground. It's 45 minutes. It's beautiful. Anyone who likes professional wrestling, WWF or E for the queers out there, WWF forever in my life. Screw those pandas. Anyone who enjoyed that stuff, all those theatrics, and Gooch, you're a fan of like fighting and super buff dudes. There's so much V-taper. It's like WWF times like 100. And Gooch, I went ahead and called it. I basically did 5 episodes, and I went ahead and called it 2 matches where one of them fights a little one, a little person, a little luchador.
Does the little person have a V-taper?
No, he would like spin it because they like doing all like the spinning around ridiculousness stuff. So with the little guy, it was just all like spinning around everywhere. Of the 2 matches, he won both of them, Gooch. They have men fighting women, men hitting women in the face with chairs. The bad guys, the heels are like literally cartel members. They have the biggest, buffest black dude with a bunch of cartel members who literally just gang stomp people, and the chicks are hotties, and literally one of the chicks is just, her name's like Sexy something, and they all just call her Sexy. And then there's one of the fighters has like her assistant ring girl who's always like, she's basically just there for that. After her guy beats them, she licks their faces, but she's just there to like slap on the ring. And then the announcer, one of which is named like Vampiro, who's a former wrestler. He is like, oh, I hope she keeps doing that. He's super misogynistic. They're all like, oh, we're super progressive, so we have dudes fight women here at the temple because it's like a Mayan temple. It's so great. It's like reality TV, like fake reality TV, but instead of, it's like what are the Mexican soap operas? Telenovelas. Yeah, it's a telenovela meets wrestling, and it's supposed to be like a reality show where we're all competing for like $100K from the super corrupt like guy who runs the temple. It's
man talk.
We've been moving on.
What did I tell you about giving Erwin chocolate before the stream?
I talk about
that there's caffeine in Mountain Thunder or whatever the fuck.
I'll never take it. So it's all totally over the top, but it's formula. They know exactly what they're doing. The good guys are extra good, the bad guys are extra bad, and the gray guys, they're going back and forth. They're helping you out tag team style and hitting you in the back of the head with a chair the next moment. It's beautiful. I watched some wrestling when I was younger, and then my mom said, no, now you're being too rough with your siblings. You're not allowed to watch wrestling anymore. But I understand the appeal of it. And the maneuvers they do are ridiculous. It's super obvious. Like the dudes get like slammed, literally will like run and jump and put themselves in the position specifically just to get like slammed and stuff. It's very, very,
still
very
rough on the body,
scripted.
though.
Oh, dude jumps off the tallest thing and lands on 2 of them. What the? they go all out. So
Yeah.
I
I think that's why they get upset when people say wrestling's fake. It's like, well, the storyline is scripted of who wins, but they're really fucking throwing and beating each other. I mean, they're not really hitting each other, but like they're really like beating in their bodies and jumping and cutting their heads with fucking razors. And
so one of the dudes that the little guy beats ends up running back into the ring and kicking him in the face with a boot. And like a lot of these, you know, they're clearly like doing those things. But some of them, like that dude got kicked in the face with that boot, like 40% energy at least. And then the announcer, Vampiro, was like, "Oh yeah, kick that little dude in the face." And then the other announcer's like, "Here in the temple, we are equal opportunity, so it's okay when we are abusing little people and women."
What's this on? What is this
It was on some like cable or satellite channel. I'm watching it currently on Internet Archive. There are so many episodes, and they're all like 45 minutes. It ran forever, and I understand why. All right, actually, I wasn't doing my review today, but I'm marking that off the list. Tell Mike that's the review. Lucha Underground.
That's Lucha Underground.
Lucha Underground. Streaming on internetarchive.org.
I mean, I feel like I've watched it all, but I mean,
I seriously, like, both of you, I highly recommend watching that first episode just for a good laugh. Mission Impossible sounded more like Mission Impossible. So, looking like the embargo is up. So, 18 rotten, 90 fresh, but the 83% making me think it's awfully low, which is concerning. And then we go over to IGN.
I mean,
6 out of 10 is concerning because they're normally shills. Discussing film normally shills. Doesn't feel like a grand finale at all, which is going to leave some fans disappointed. And I went and looked, and it wasn't particularly positive review. Oh no, the last one ended up being a big flop at the box office, but everyone loved it. So if this one people don't really care for, is Mission Impossible going to end with like an enormous flop? I'm concerned. Badger, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we have to remember that this was originally just the part 2 of Dead Reckoning.
Yeah. Exactly. I know.
How much can you polish it and edit it to make it stakes beyond like having Haley Atwell run with Booba and, you know, a couple good fight scenes.
Enhance.
Oh, pardon me.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to find the clip. I swear, I'm trying to find the clip.
Coming to America.
Shoot for Corn Boy.
The tariffs!
Oh, no, stop! Trump, streamer, switch your audio out, Mr. Trump. I'm so sorry. You sound like Gooch when he first gets here. I know. I hate them too. Mo is going to save us. We've already found one good alternative, and he's saving the best one for last. So we have to watch all of his streams before he actually tries the last one before we can move. And also, shout out B-Man. I'm looking into hopefully checking out the potential apartment where it might have working internet. If I can have a working PC, working internet, and working streaming, I'll probably die the next day. All right. So, more concerns. Tom Cruise's crazy death-defying stunts land 5-minute con standing ovation. Oh no.
Only 5 minutes?
Yeah, that's what we're going to get into. So something like Emilia Perez gets a 9-minute. Usually most of them will get like 7 to 10 minutes. And if they want to like really virtue signal, they go for 9 to 10. Then this brought up the article, Cannes Film Festival, longest standing ovations in history. So yeah, it didn't get much. So
22 minutes.
I know, right? So even these people only give it 5 minutes. Yeah, Pan's Labyrinth, I didn't really care for when I watched it in theaters. Fahrenheit 9/11, 20 minutes. Michael Moore, 20 minute standing ovation. All right, Mud. This one, Mud. I never saw it. Did you see Mud, Badge?
I mean, I'm aware of it.
Yeah, you see, yeah. Okay, let's see how many of these we've seen. Neon Demon, have you even heard of it?
Nope.
Correct. Oh, Once Upon a Time in America. I know that one, right? Robert
yes,
De Niro?
That is a great film. That is a good film.
Yes, from 40 years ago. All right,
Yeah.
the Paper Boy. Don't remember that one. 2 Days one. No, remember that one. Cap. Definitely don't remember that one. Happy. All right, just go ahead and. I do actually know this one. It's an anime. Anyone who enjoyed Summer Wars? Yeah. Same director. It's just Summer Wars, but Beauty and the Beast. Quite good. The seed of the sacred fig.
He's a gay.
All right, and then that's the last one. So even those idiots aren't seal clapping for it.
Didn't the whale didn't Brendan Fraser get a long
Probably.
ovation too? For
Yeah.
the whale?
Correct.
Like 12 minutes or something like that?
I don't know. I feel like it might have been on there if it was that long. Badger, I'm throwing a Lilo and Stitch clip in private chat. I haven't watched it yet, but it looks adorable. And I bought my tickets for Mission Impossible and Lilo and Stitch today. Lilo and Stitch had considerably more seats already taken. Wait, what are you going to see, Gooch?
I might go see Final Destination tonight.
Oh, yes, please do. I don't think me and Badger have any interest.
Yeah, you let us know how that is.
All right, adorableness. Let's go.
Okay, just like we practice.
What are you doing?
What's this?
I'm excited.
He looks
Go.
good.
I'm watching.
You look like an angel.
Yeah.
Walk like an angel.
I love that song.
You're the devil.
Did you even see?
We're gonna be late. Come on, turn that off. Go get your shoes.
That's like a superpower. The only superpower that I have is sometimes when I run too fast, I fart.
Of course, Gooch laughs like a child. And yeah, her voice still continues to be absolutely adorable. And yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry, run too fast, I fart.
That's a superpower depending on who you ask.
We need to put Gooch's face on that for sure.
Yeah, that's that is adorable.
Okay. Yeah. So I think we all agree that is going to make lots of money, probably.
Oh, I would say $1.5 billion, easy.
Well,
I do think it's going to make $1.5 billion.
Oh wait,
Crazy.
is that our next? Is that going to decide who's? I think it's not going to make $1.5 billion. So where would we put the break even? One and a quarter bill?
Sure.
You want to do? You want to do some bets?
Let's go that 1.25.
Yeah, because I'm not sure things have recovered. And Inside Out 2 is just such a fluke. Okay, I'll take that bet with the over under being at $1.25 billion.
Okay.
This is the bet to end all bets to see who is the smart and who is the tard.
It's
wow,
the beginning.
I think we already know that answered, but
yeah.
All right. So before I do my hashtag Erwin's always right Goot strut. So we just got the adorableness, and I watched Saturday Night Fever, which is absolute degeneracy.
Absolutely.
And all of the gamer words and all of the racisms all of the bigotries, all of the interracial gang fighting. All of these people end up being the absolute worst scumbags. They're hard to root for in the entire thing, and then you get to the end, you're like, oh, wait, not only should I not root for them, they are arguably bad guys when you find out that the Latino gang's garage that they break into and start attacking them, well, the guy who told them that, they beat him up, he's not sure if it was actually them or whatever. It's like, whoa, wait, we just did this crazy... And then the whore who keeps trying to hook up with this super gay but super toxic masculine John Travolta ends up getting a bunch of condoms, and he's like, girl, and then probably like grabs her by the face and like shoves her or something, like that sort of attitude. So she hooks up with the other dudes by being a giant slut, and then she's in the back of the car, and then things go too far, and
why are you slut shaming?
Like, no, but then she's like, I don't want to be a slut, and they say, we're gonna keep going anyways, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, and then they stop at the bridge that they've been dancing on, like the bridge and whatnot, and the super drunk guy gets on there and is like, oh, and then Tony's like, bro, just get down from there, you're gonna fall, and he's like, oh, I'm not gonna, and then he falls and dies, and that's the end of the movie.
Yeah, that's not really the end of the movie, but it's close to it.
Oh, what happens after? Well, then what? No, he
like
goes home.
And
then he goes to the girls, and she doesn't want to let him into the apartment because she says he's a rapist.
Yes,
that's the protagonist. And then they end up like kissing or getting together.
You gotta remember, it was the 70s.
It's a different
it was
time.
New York. Yeah, different time. Different time.
Little bump, little essay. Huh?
Did you see Fran Drescher throw herself at Johnny?
I've
Travolta?
heard Fran Drescher.
Yeah, Fran
So
Drescher
I
was
will
in
say,
there.
the music was fantastic. The dance moves, though, disco's not my thing. I mean, I haven't watched a bunch of musicals, and I hate choreographed dancing so much. But I mean, John Travolta, he got some moves. I'll give him that. I mean, it's no like luchador moves, but like, and then the actual like using pop songs that were actually catchy. Yeah,
What'd
pretty
you
good.
think when he got pissed off because they got first prize and he thought the other couple should have won?
Okay, now that's amazing. Yeah, I love when they're like super racist, but then they also like resolve racism like in a beautiful way, such as I think like Porky's did that.
Yeah.
And so he realizes that he thinks that he was just given first prize when the Latinos, which they have a different term for, so he thinks they did better, and he feels like it was rigged, so he gives the prize to we'll call them Latinos, and then walks out. And that was actually really good. And you're like, oh, he's going to be a good guy. And then his friends, non-consensual woman, and then jump off a bridge. And then he breaks into a woman's apartment and makes out with her. The end! Holy shit. All over like a dance competition. And then the woman he's dancing with, he's such a horrible piece of crap too. And she just falls for it. It's like with Grease, it's actual genuine toxic masculinity, but also they're incredibly gay as well. But then also like getting into like interracial gang fights, but also super gay and like metrosexual.
I think it was more it's just struggles in New York, looking for a way to escape the streets of, I think, what is the streets? Is it, I want to say Queens, but it's not Queens. Where's the, I think it's Queens or Brooklyn.
New Jersey. Queens and whatever.
Yeah, you see, this was before Giuliani came in and it's to stop and frisk, and then magically everything got better, and he took on the. Now it's oops.
Yeah.
Oops, gone back to the Wild West.
I give it a just watch the Warriors instead out of 10. Unless you're really into disco.
Watch a part 2, Staying Alive.
Wait, is that no? Okay, we're moving on to what
Staying Alive Part 2. Stallone's in it.
God.
Stargate SG1. So good, adorable thing, and then and then goodness. So I watched almost the first episode because it's so freaking long. So I wanted to discuss this because immediately you have strong woman, the military, like the short hair blonde woman. And they are immediately putting her in check, and she is immediately like, here's all my credentials for why I deserve to be here and all this stuff. And I've discussed how, such as like in Event Horizon, if you're going to have strong woman, you just give her a little slap in the butt in the beginning. You got to make them earn it. They got to have a little bit of struggle. There used to be pushback when we'd have these what are now woke things, but we were okay with back in the day because there'd be pushback and it'd be good and natural and not forced and hyper cringe. So well done, Stargate. Looking forward to watching more. So now, hyper cringe and forced. Ironheart trailer.
No, go back to talking about Stargate SG-1. Jaffa, Cree.
Oh yeah, no, we can't.
Sam Carter.
Because we got a lot of. It turns out hashtag Erwin's always right about the moratorium, and the whole world has figured out the moratorium. They have a different word for it. They call it black fatigue. And I'm going to strut around and talk about how I was right about everything. But we can talk more Stargate before that.
Tech Mate, Master Rhino. You just keep watching it. It's really good. It gets better and better and better. And the lore, it builds.
Firefly was great. So let's see if I like Stargate.
And I talk about formula. Stargate,
written by different people and different concepts.
No. But I never watched Firefly, so you kept recommending that.
There's a reason there's 10 fucking years of it and a couple spinoffs. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going for season 1. That's like 20 some episodes. So yeah, I will. One season should be pretty good. Plus, that's like literally Ancient Aliens. That's like literally my thing. All right, Ironheart, also literally my thing, but for opposite reasons. So. Let's look at the comments on the trailer. What's the average person thinking these days? I want to create something iconic, create something that already exists. This is one we are going to see a lot. There are a lot of points people will continue to make. This Heisenberg that shows up ever. Pro tip, keep your expectations low so you won't be disappointed. This is one that a lot of people are mentioning. A black character appears on screen. The music, it's rapping time. Even if it's Gladiator 2. Never been so bored watching a trailer. I'm generally impressed they haven't disabled the comments. A lot of, obviously, in these situations,
I like that one.
10% of them, the comments are, I'm just here for the comments. Trailer team, what kind of music you want for the trailer? Marvel, stereotype, please. Is that what the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Ironheart getting more screen time than War Machine ever did is crazy. Does anyone else kind of find it offensive that every black Marvel superhero needs hip-hop music in the trailer? Yes, correct. That's dumb. She's dumb.
As an electrician, I also use my teeth to remove wire insulation. Yes.
They call her super smart and amazing 3 times in the first minute and a half. A lot of people pointing that out as well. All right, so I can't find any positive ones. I just checked like half hour before this stream, and it was almost 100,000 more dislikes. So congratulations. So now let's look at the Asmongold Clips channel comments, because I talk about how I like to keep an eye on them, because that's how you can see the people in between, like normie and like our side, the people who were like kind of middle of the road, like waking up, coming towards our side. So really good to figure out, where that like Overton window is these days. It's the exact same. It's the exact same lines. The comment section is the exact same. I want to create something iconic. The number 2 one here, whereas on the other one, it's number 1. Hip hop or rap. I want to be acknowledged for your greatness. Everything that's wrong with this project is in that line. Don't forget, guys, we already had Black Iron Man and Tropic Thunder. Wants to become more heroic, puts on white armor, steals her, Iron Man, and then literally goes and steals the Iron Man. And this is what we'll be discussing today. Black fatigue, girl boss fatigue, Marvel fatigue, all in one.
And before we do, can I just point out that if we just wanted Black Iron Man, we had Black Iron Man. It was Rhodey. We could have done entire storylines of him taking over. But guess what? They don't want strong black men. Strong black men scare them, which is why they effeminate them, make them effeminate at every chance. It's why they didn't just recast T'Challa, because they could get Letitia Wright and have a female Black Panther. And it's why fucking Riri Williams exists to begin with. Because it's not enough to have Black Iron Man, you got to have female Black Iron Man.
Badger, you sound like Cat Williams there.
So,
don't you climb trees? No, don't tell us we got bills to pay.
So with my moratorium, I was very, very specific and nuanced about who needed to be put on a shelf for a decade. And no one wanted to listen, so now it's moved on to black fatigue. But part of mine is we actually need more strong black men. But more on that soon. Sons and Shadows has something else to say.
Together we can stop them. We can take the city back.
Sons is doing his part. Shout out, Jeff. Appreciate you. The channel's under attack. Every bit helps.
All the SG1 shows you ever want.
Oh, yeah, that's probably what the gifties were for. All right, so I could go through more, but you already know what they're going to say. So I've had a moratorium. I've talked about it, and then there's been many things that happen where I'm like, oh, literally, like the megacorporos are moving away from it, and I'm like, oh, okay, everyone is finally figuring out what I actually meant by my moratorium. But now, like, I think 5 days or so-ish ago, people were starting to talk about this new term, black fatigue. And some of you who have been in this a while might actually have heard the term black fatigue before, but it meant the opposite. Remember what woke used to mean? All right, white woman goes viral complaining about being tired of black folks, messes around and finds out. TikTok has exploded with videos of people arguing for and against a white woman's definition of black fatigue. So this could have been me, but thankfully this white woman is out there doing this, fighting the good fight.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, not all heroes wear capes. Some wear Lululemon. All right, if someone asked you to define the term black fatigue, so this is what it originally meant, you might call it a general weariness black people feel while living in a world where systemic racisms impact their access.
Oh, it was already a thing? That's
yes.
Okay.
Yes. Impacts their access to everything from quality healthcare to education. So basically, they talk about how since there's constantly oppression against them because black people are oppressed, it literally wears them down and they're so tired. They have what they call black fatigue. But then the second I saw Black Fatigue, I went, oh my God, they finally came up with a word like my moratorium. It's finally happening. But then when I looked it up, and a lot of people are like, wait, when I Google Black Fatigue, it just shows me a bunch of SJW stuff because it shows you all of that. Basically, it's like, I just tired of them around all them white people. They all be like trying to touch my braids and shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's Black Fatigue. So now, similar to fake news or woke, it may have been your word, but it's our word now. Oh, wait, what did they? Right? Did I do that right? Cardi B, let me know. All right. So,
right, boss.
And chat, keep it in line. Mods, keep them in line. All right. And like I said, reminder, I want more strong black men because an intelligent black man is the most overpowered demographic on the planet. It's literally not fair. It's so unbalanced. And that's why they have to put him in dresses and get him into gangster rap and basketball. All right. But some on social media are turning the term on its head after a white woman used it to describe her weirdness with all things she calls ghetto. You mean the people just call it ghetto.
Every fight at fucking Waffle House. Every woman assaulting a McDonald's worker.
You're doing it. You're doing it right now. So they finally gave this a word, and it's called Black Fatigue.
I see it too. I'm not going to look for it. But do I need to see a little white boy be beaten up on a fucking playground and trigger my own memories?
Thanks, Hodge Twins.
It's tiring.
Unfollow.
It's tiring. It's fatiguing, one might say.
All right,
here's my thing. Where the fuck are all the videos of the white people doing this? Where's all the Mexicans assaulting beyond the immigrant ones? You know what I'm saying? Like, where's all the local? What's happening?
I have just seen it described as pattern recognition fatigue, but let's see what Karen has to say. Keep it okay, chat. All right, keep it above board. Black fatigue is real. Quote, guys, I'm not saying this, YouTube.
She's
quote,
saying.
Black fatigue is real. I think society as a whole is there. We are just so unbelievably fed up with the ghetto ratchet behavior, the entitlement, the victimhood. And we all know what she means. I've got I got Jasmine Crockett around here somewhere.
Not even trying to be a dick, but like for real, right? Like, is it because where's the other side? If this is just like, well, they're just highlighting the bad videos, then where the fuck are all the other ones?
My moratorium is very specific, and she is the poster child for my moratorium. All right, so she said that, and well, here's the crazy thing. Black people said, oh, y'all gonna tell me it's the shit not saying? You know, we all know what happened there. But then the funny thing is, which they really didn't like, which is what this article is actually about, is that then black people started coming out and saying, yeah, we all immediately move out of the ghetto because we all have black fatigue as well.
Yes. Or the amount of videos of black men are like, hey, do you feel safe around black people? No. Do you feel safe around white people? Oh yeah, I feel very comfortable around white people. It's not there used to be a term for the type of people that acted a certain way, and even other black people use it. But yeah, we call it white trash personally for ours, and it's very embarrassing. And if there were a bunch of videos of white trash doing white trash shit, I would be trying to get them in check.
Oh, well, most people live around white people. Like, white people aren't particularly racist. We just hate white people. That's probably why it's so easy
you're a
to turn
redneck
against white people.
I hate everyone equally.
Oh,
like
humanity,
a few and hate everyone else.
Suck. The only thing that keeps us in line are the various,
essentially. See every Chris Rock bit to begin with about, want to save your money?
So
put it in your books.
And that's the thing is, everyone thought it, but no one was allowed to say it. And then Shiloh Hendrix went like this and got a lot of money for yelling gamer words. Yeah. And that was the sign that we are done. And then a week later, Black fatigue becomes a term. And then like 3 days later, Ironheart trailer releases. In the heat of finally people realizing we have a term for it, Black fatigue. I've been calling it moratorium for months now because Erwin Stradamus understands. Y'all can say I'm Tismy and all stupid or whatever, but my intuition, I understand people. I'm pretty decent at predicting the future and whatnot. There's a reason hashtag Erwin's right. It's always a thing. And they finally figured out and they gave it a different term. And
it also is fuck. So it's culture. It's culture.
Oh, well, obviously, and that's the
Larry
problem.
Elder
Is
and all of them tried to tell us.
and it's yeah, and it was pushed by CIA with all their crack, music industry with all their gangster rap. It was social engineered into them in the 50s before the Republicans got in their civil rights. Black people were more Christian and were more married, had a lower divorce rate than white people.
Black Wall Street.
They were more American than white people, and they were growing, and they were getting to the middle class very quickly. And then LBJ and the Democrats said, we can't have those N-words doing that, so we're going to trick them with welfare and get them voting for us for the rest of their lives. And that's what this is actually about. We'll get to is this is all about voting and politics.
First, it was William Randolph Hearst who had like all the cotton gins and all that shit. And even though the decorticator came out and they were going to start using hemp, he would have lost a bunch of money. He would have had to redo all of his factories. And so instead, he just blamed all of the marijuana, the reefer madness, on the blacks and the Mexicans. Instead, it was causing them to Andor people, and it went go crazy. And then the second half of that is Nixon, of course, who the peace movement was getting a lot of traction, and he couldn't go after them because of free speech and citizenship. But you know what he could do? Go after their fucking drugs and land base them. And so we got the Sweeping Psychedelics Act, and here we are, a bunch of fucking no fun Marvel mommies because we've closed our minds, man. And look at what we highlight on social media: narcissism and a certain culture that was already about thuggy and being seen and shit now screams on the subway in Japan and scares people.
So
they need Jesus.
That's my rant.
That's
my
being
rant.
said.
Go ahead.
That being
Yeah,
said,
go ahead,
and this
Gooch.
can be controversial, and I'm going to bring it up. Our boy Keita, do you think that's why his growth has kind of boomed up a bit because of?
If you're an attractive woman or you're a black person and you're on our
Thank you for
side, you
saying
need to make a channel because
I'm being honest. I'm being
you'll
completely
be
honest.
put up on our shoulders and like raised up into the air. Yeah, if you're attractive
But here's the
woman
thing.
or black,
Right,
a
but
big
it's
friend
not
of ours.
just that, but you can't ignore that that's part of it.
oh,
Yeah, it
there's
is.
a reason
It is
I'm
part of
a
it.
non-binary Native American according to YouTube. Yeah,
If you're a hot chick with big tits, you will get attention. But can you
Not always the
hold
best.
that attention? So if you're then able
Yeah.
to form and funny and witty and okay, right, triple threat type shit. Same thing with Keita. If you're a black dude and you fucking say whatever, I'm something of an N-word myself. Yes, people will click on you. People will interview you. But then you also have to have something to say, and Keita has stuff to say. So
He has
you got to
stuff
have
to say.
both.
Yeah,
But
he
you can't
does.
discount that first part.
hypnotic as well.
And it's
You know,
also just straight
gets,
luck.
he gets you at the clickbait, and then you try to like call him racist, and then he puts you in the fucking ground with facts and logic.
Yeah.
But no matter how you get there, can you hang when you're there? And Keita can most definitely hang.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I want to put it out there
Hi,
because
Jessica.
people.
Man talk.
Oh,
If you've got something, use it.
What?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, that's
Wait.
yeah.
I'm not
Yeah. We got too much talk. Okay. So then we go over to. All right. So this is this is Asmongold clips, but it's about the South African farmers coming over and how black people they love refugees, unlimited immigration, unless it's like the best people in the world, the most peaceful, law-abiding, best farmers in the world who want to come here. And then all of a sudden, nah, asylum's a bad thing. So that was this video. And then black fatigue is shifting into maximum overdrive. Black fatigue is real. Black fatigue is an understatement nowadays. Pattern recognition fatigue, and it keeps going, but a couple of them get a little spicier, but that's 4 of 19.
Bro, it's the same thing as like, for lack
That's
of a better term,
It's what I woke up to.
gay fatigue, where they're like, we're fine with them for a long time. Gay characters didn't give a fuck. They're fine. You can even really like gay characters. And then they just went so full blown that like you are actively regressing your movement. It is the same shit. You are going so full. You are actively regressing. You're actually creating struggles.
These ratchet ass hoes are a big part of why my moratorium was declared, because I kept being forced to see this trailer before movie theaters, and it's just ratchet ass hoes being ratchet ass hoes. It's everything wrong. And I kept having to see that, and it kept annoying the crap out of me. We're going through why I had my original breakdown. And then that same ratchet ass demographic was also this demographic where we doing a fine side, so I won't get out the ghetto by being a female black box.
$1 million baby.
Yes, but black badger. But black. All right.
Cool.
No one asked for this. Go fuck yourself. The 6888. This is about how black women helped deliver mail in World War II. They were the real heroes. Fuck off. Hidden Figures. Gooch,
stunning.
remember your UK's top like 20 moms in movies? And there was one, and I said it was literally like a DEI NASA movie.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah. This, and then this was 2016. So this one was from way back. And so
Iceland were black and she.
And so I had my breakdown moratorium. There were other reasons too. We'll get to in a reason, Green Lantern reasons. But then we kept having news like Selma actor reveals his race swap Rocketeer film is challenged with DEI initiatives being
Thank God.
scaled back. And that's why I'm like, oh, the world is catching on to moratoriums. And now we arrive today where I'm reading Black Fatigue and all the comments. I'm like, what is happening? So here's the real reason black women have been put on this pedestal, because they are retarded and vote for their slave masters in absolutely overwhelming amount. Most demographics that aren't white men is 70% or so vote Democrat. Latino men, this time around for Trump, joined white men and being the only ones not voting to destroy Western civilization. And that black women, it's usually 95 to 98% vote for their former slave masters. And then black men, it's usually like 90 to 95%. But then Trump is crazy and he manages to get like 12 to 15%. And they're like, they all love him. And it's just like, it's 15%. No. So this is the real reason they have to replace all of the white men with black women. It's not because they care about the poor black women. It's because they're the ones the most brainwashed to destroy Western civilization. And the only demographic, until the Latino man came around, the only demographic that doesn't majority vote is white men. And then white women, the reason they're so after them is they're the only actual swing vote. They're the only ones that go back and forth between Republican and Democrat. They get out of control and they vote Democrat, and then men put a strong hand on their shoulders, Saturday Night Fever style, and then they don't get to make as many choices. We say, you're going to pull your head out of your ass or we're repealing the 19th. And then they vote Republican again because they decide for a moment to stop destroying everything. Things get good. And they just like want to have fun and vote for socialism because like, why not?
Just hasn't been tried the right way. Just hasn't been tried.
And that, for any who don't know, I've explained this many a time, but I know not everyone can be here every moment. That is the real reason for all of this. This pushing black women on us constantly. It's not because protect the poor black women. It's voting. It's always been about voting, and they are the most easily brainwashed. Also, I will say, to be fair, black people are based in many ways. They're the most racist, the most homophobic, the most transphobic, the most Islamophobic, the most anti-Semitic, kind of based in their own ways. But that's exactly why they were chosen by George Soros and his Open Society Foundation to do their Summer of Love, because you want to start race riots, you do it with the most racist group, and then you team them up with all the white meth head Antifa commie pedos. And that's how you get a Summer of Love. And that's what this is really about.
As someone who grew up with black people, friends, all that, I've talked about it many times. Yes, they did not down with the gay shit at all, at least back in the day. Not down with the gay shit at all. All the other things, check out. If they're talking about Asian people, they're calling them gooks and all the other fucking fun things. And just like in Free, like the balls, just like the worst racial slur of them. No problem with it. Just happened the other day. My homie, I won't say his name, but was like, yeah, fuck. And I was like, wow. Like, could you imagine if I just, with that amount of freedom, fucking flew?
We're being replaced by Indians where I live. And the only actual case of legit, real, like actual malicious racism I've experienced, it wasn't against me. It was a Indian being incredibly racist about a black woman. It literally took me a second to realize what was going on because I didn't even comprehend just how racist the thing he said was. And it was the people we're being replaced with, because you'll never believe this, white people are the least racist group. It's crazy. And it's not just white people that think. Literally even black people would say in Rasmussen polling that white people are the least racist. That's why we're set up to be destroyed. And then you get the most racist group to try to destroy us. And if you want to know what they actually want, look at South Africa. If you want to know what happens if they succeed, look at Zimbabwe, where they had the dictator to end all the crazy, one of our craziest dictators of modern history, Robert Mugabe. Yeah, look into what he did to Zimbabwe. That's what they want here, because they want to destroy Western civilization, which obviously white Christians are the face of, because we actually are capable of building civilization. But then, of course, it's the white men are the ones running all the New World Order stuff. They're trying to destroy the West and have a century of China. And they were thought that they could kind of control China, but China's gotten out of control and are double crossing them. And these are the people we're trying to destroy. Fuck all of them. The Democrats are the party of slavery, filibustering the Civil Rights Act. Robert Byrd, here is them shaking hands with Robert Byrd. They are the party of racism and Jim Crow, and they try to push this lie about, oh, it switched. It didn't switch. Some of the Democrats came to their senses, like Strom Thurmond, who was one of the ones filibustering Civil Rights Acts, but then finally comes to his senses and becomes a Republican, and then say, oh, look, now all the racists are Republicans, and there was a switch. And no, it's because one racist Democrat became a Republican because he had a come to God moment. Fuck all of them. They're lying fucking propagandists. And black women are the ones easiest to brainwash, and that's why all white men who are the least easy to brainwash have been replaced by black women. And that is the problem. Also, it's a ratchet-ass, cancerous culture of drug dealing, gang culture. It's meant to destroy everything. It's terrible. The only way we can save it is, as I said, my mission is done when every black man I see is wearing a Goku shirt or an American flag shirt. I will also accept a Jesus shirt. We have the power of God and anime on our side. Black culture is doomed. We're not reforming it. They need a new culture, which is going to be American culture, anime, and Jesus. And we shame rap music for the CIA propaganda it is.
I need a shower.
Oh, the 3-6 Mafia. That's 666 Mafia. 666 Satanic. And they do it to the Latinos with all the cartel and rap music too. It's evil. It's demonic. Sorry, Bachelor, what were you saying?
I remember. The issue with being a Democrat and being progressive is that you are always progressing. And at a certain point, we hit a spot where we didn't need to progress socially anymore. We had it. We had achieved it. Everyone was equal. We were there, and it's basically around when Obama was elected, and we had gay marriage and all that. It was there. We were there. That was it. And if you're always trying to progress and there's nothing left to progress to, you start making up shit to progress to, and that's when you're not progressing. You're reducing. You're holding us back. You're crab pulling to always find a new fucking grift. It's the reason homelessness isn't cured, because if they cure it, they won't have a job.
The CIA is always in.
Oh, it's Obama, literally, yes, CIA family, and then he went through the Chicago Hillary Clinton, Rahm Emanuel, like crime, like mafia, like Chicago mafia, like Democrats. That's what Obama came out of. Literally, what Bill Ayers actually like weather underground terrorists, basically essentially trained at him. So it's like, oh hey, we elected our first black president, but then a lot of people didn't notice the fact that we elected our first communist
and also
president as well.
Just so we understand, racism is a made up shit that is constantly pushed. That would all go away if our culture went away. Now, what wouldn't go away, what will always come back as long as humans exist, is sexism, because there's always going to be differences between men and women, and tribalism. We're tribal. Them bad, us good. That's always going to fucking exist. And no matter, even in Starfleet and the most advanced tier 1 civilizations, guess what? It's still fucking the Federation versus everyone else. So tribalism's never going away, and the differences between men and women. But the artificial shit of like their skin color and all that, that's all made up. That'll go right away if we stop fucking talking about it.
Don't you like the terms African American, Latino?
If you
Jewish
were born
American,
in Africa and you moved here, I'm more than what. But even then, you are still a former African. You're a current American.
You should just be American.
First generation,
have a dual citizenship.
I'll allow it as long as you anglicize your name. All right.
So am I going to be Canadian American? Is that it?
The John Birch Society guys figured this out back in the 60s when all the race commies were doing all their summer of loves back in they're all like our American cultural revolution essentially. So, wait, hold on. I got worked up about commies and then I lost track of myself. Goddamn dirty commies in the 60s. Okay, so the John Birch people figured out back in the day that normally the commies, they try to infiltrate with all their propaganda based on class. But America, we have a middle class. So the class warfare of Marxism doesn't work. That's why they have to do the race Marxism, because we're the only planet that actually is like naturally-ish diverse. So that's why it's all obsession over racism, whereas normally the commies are focused on classism. Well, they can't do classism in America, so they have to do all the race commie shit. And that is what there needs to be a moratorium on. I love black people. They deserve a good culture.
Do you love black people?
Correct.
That's by Jesse Lee Peterson.
Are
you the head of your house?
Jesse Lee Peterson, quote, said, if you want to build something, put a white man in charge. If you want to destroy something, put a black woman in charge. End quote, Jesse Lee Peterson. And that
Clip this.
is the fatigue.
Clip this
All
for
right.
your TED Talk.
And once again, like,
I'm halfway down now. I think I lost a shoe.
every time Jasmine Ghetto Trash Crockett opens her mouth,
Go.
she spews racist trash propaganda. She's exactly what's wrong with America. This. I'm not doing some racist, send all the black women to Liberia. I'm saying all of the racist black women need to be mildly excommunicated from society until they can stop being a bunch of crazy, racist, ratchet ass hoes. We don't need to send them all to Liberia. We just gatekeep them away from society. And you
Stop
see
spitting
this?
and punching people on the street. That'd be great. Thank you.
You say, you're not getting any of my money. That's all I'm saying. But the problem is they don't want to listen to me. So now the pendulum's going to swing too far. And I'm one of these people saying, maybe let's not go too far with that pendulum swing. But the crazier they went, the farther that pendulum is swinging. And now back to what? All right, so now that we covered all of that, this is the other thing that triggered my moratorium. This and bitch. Badger gets me in Green Lantern. Thanks a lot, Badger. I can't read it.
So fucking big.
Exactly. And I kept seeing this, and everyone's like looking up at her, and Guy Garner's like so happy because she's just giving him the business. I hate this bitch. Grok. It took Grok like a minute to figure out what I could not find this cover. It took Grok like a minute to find it, and it's this bitch. This bitch. Why? And I complain, and it's, oh, Erwin, you're just a horrible racist. And then we have the new Green Lantern Gooch. Absolute Green Lantern. Here's the main character, guys. This is
Good
Black
art.
Fatigue. And when I say
art, but it's just
moratorium,
horrible.
we don't need to send her to the lost sector. Just don't give her our money. And that is the end of my TED Talk. Questions from the audience?
Ugh.
Right? Is it
No,
over?
booba.
Oh wait, no, this is. And then so after seeing all of those, this is my face. And this is how I look when I was concocting the moratorium in my mind.
Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all.
And it's like this. This is and also this is from Emerald Twilight. And I was literally looking for Emerald Twilight, and that's when those black women kept popping up, and I kept being like, "Oh God, no, why?" And I literally sometimes I think about turning them backwards so people don't have to look at them or buy them. So literally, while looking for this, I kept seeing that, and instead of getting this, which is the storyline is so good, him being parallax and like so good. This is what we want. We don't want Ironheart. And they released Ironheart when we finally came up with a word, Black Fatigue. All right, Green Lantern. All right, we're moving on. Oh, all right, Green Lantern. Hashtag Green Lantern did nothing wrong. Badger, back me up before they start yelling at me.
No, I always never understood the hate for it. Yes, I wish he had done cooler constructs, but they even sort of make a joke about it in the thing, and they should have kept it off of Earth. Like I wanted more with him and Sinestro, but as is still, I had no problem with it. He's a great Hal Jordan.
Some of the CG was a little ridiculous. Like Guardians' faces did not look very Guardians. Kilowog. And the CG was pretty rough, but story, characters, dialogue for the most part.
Too harshly. Sinestro, Mark Strong is Sinestro.
Yeah, that's what we're going to talk about. A surprisingly good cast. I was like 5.5 to 6 for Thunderbolts. This for me is like 5 to 5.5. I think it's just like half a point-ish under Thunderbolts is about where I would give it. Well, yeah, what do you think, Badger? You happen to like Thunderbolts.
About the villain, or just why didn't do as well as it was should have?
As a score, how would you compare Thunderbolts to Green Lantern?
No, I think it's better than Thunderbolts.
Oh, you think Green Lantern is even better than Thunderbolts?
So
you like it even more than me, it sounds like. Okay, well, tell me more. Yeah, Mark Strong is obviously, as Sinestro was so good, literally could have used more of him. They did a decent bit of showing you a bunch of characters, and then
this is one of the Superman Returns problems, where I'm fine with everything in it. I just wish they had switched around some things and made Parallax look a little different. But for what it was, I have more time on Oa, but I love all the performances, and I like the cast as is. Michael Clark Duncan as Kilowog. I know this is when they were in the trend of just make everything a fucking smoke monster.
I I don't know about you, but I always assumed when he's saying poozer, he's doing it in the voice of a large, strong black man, correct?
Yeah, poozer.
Yeah, that's how I always heard it. So when it starts talking, I went, wait, I know that voice. And I look it up and I see Michael Clark Duncan. And I'm like, that is such a good cat. That's perfect. And exactly my point with my moratorium is we need more strong black men. When I say we need more strong black men, I mean we need more Michael Clark Duncan. I wonder if he's doing anything. The Last of Us has given me dark.
He's hopefully in heaven right now because he's been dead for quite some time.
I know. Shout out to Michael Clark Duncan. Yes, Magnum. I definitely started using that word after that episode. And then I used it at one point and no one laughed. I'm like, oh, the world's not quite ready yet for me to say die quite as viciously. I'm glad you did it for me, Magnum. Yeah, but then I ended up being right and everyone hated The Last of Us. So the Christian who didn't want the teenage girls making out in church, it turns out he was right all along.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Huh? Well, I agree with Jay and Erwin. Uh-oh. Did he fully crash out? We might have a Badger cast. Do I remove him? Ooh, okay. Let's see. Let's see. He can put himself back in when he comes back. So, Gooch,
hi.
Is this the gayest TED Talk we've ever had? Tell me your thoughts on Black culture in the Green Lantern community. Don't do that, actually. John Stewart.
No.
Oh, there we go. You back?
Yeah, my internet's probably going to suck because I'm on apartment internet. I know what happened. Internet crapped out.
Green Lantern.
Channels under attack.
Help us.
All right, so yeah, Ryan Reynolds quite enjoyed as Hal Jordan and Blake Lively as Carol. Badger, you agree with both,
That's where they fell in love. He was, of course, still with Scarlett Johansson at the time, but we don't talk about that.
Well, I mean, that's Hollywood.
She was with someone too, wasn't she?
I thought, I thought they had charisma together. I thought they were very good. Obviously, so did they.
Hector Hammond, who I enjoyed his character mostly, is Peter Sarsgaard, which is like, yes. I recognized him. So I didn't watch the 80s and 90s movies because I was watching indie movies instead. So love me some Garden State with Zach Braff and Natalie Portman. And then the other guy was Peter Sarsgaard. And I'd always really enjoyed him in that movie. And I was like, I don't think I've ever seen him again. And then he was Hector Hammond.
But you have seen him. Good. He's in the Batman.
Oh.
He's one of the guys that gets his head. Boop.
Is he?
He's like the DA. Yeah. He's the one in the church that
District Attorney Gil Colson.
Yeah.
He's also in
I forget
Kevin Spacey series.
He looked different. He looked different in that movie. Yeah. Now I remember he even said he didn't want his kids to watch. Didn't want him to watch Green Lantern because of how horrible he looks.
Wait,
big fucking
Neuromancer TV series in pre-production.
Yeah, they're adapting Neuromancer.
Color me intrigued. All right. And yeah, I was halfway through and I went, why does everyone hate this? Is it Taika Waititi's fault? Could be possible.
I don't know. There's like you like the wholesome. There's did he go again? There's a footage of they're good. Of Ryan at like a Comic-Con. And some kid asks him to do the Green Lantern. He does the Green Lantern oath and then gives the kid his Green Lantern ring. Super fucking, but like, they were doing everything right. Is what I'm saying. Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, let's see what we have. About an hour. We don't have too much more. Gooch is here. Gooch, I need your expert opinion. How sad does this make you feel? We got a new still.
I don't. I hate that costume.
I went from being the least worried about these two to being the most worried about these two. And this photo didn't help me. Badger, are we overreacting?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of looking forward to it. So I don't know. We'll see. Let me see the photo again. Let me see.
I just want to talk about, there's a lot of talk about the conversation between, the interview that Lois Lane and Superman or Clark Kent have. And they're like, Superman has morals. He knows he would never act like that. I'm like, but you're getting some character depth from Superman here, and I actually enjoyed that scene from what we saw. And I'm like, what is the issue?
Wouldn't act like what?
He wouldn't lose his shit like that. He knows how to stay calm and composed. And
I agree. In most depictions,
but he's
he wouldn't
talking,
react that.
But he's talking about
emotionally.
people dying. Like,
yeah, no, actually, I realized Erwin and I were having this conversation before the stream, not live. Someone made a direct comparison between Batman versus Superman in the scene where the same thing has happened. He's being chastised for acting and going into other countries. And Henry Cavill's reaction is, I don't care what they're saying. It was saving the woman that I love. Something could have happened. And his is, people were going to die. And Henry gave a stoic man reaction to criticism, and he gave a more emotional, younger. This is a generational Superman. So in other words, this is for the whiny bitches of this age, not the stoic ones that we all grew up with. Yeah, but it does show a different version of Superman, and maybe he'll grow up. Like I said, this is a Superman that's rife for a more mature Batman to fucking lay into him as being naive.
Trust me, if it was going to be, if it was shitty, I would have called it out. But like,
I know.
I enjoyed that fucking conversation or that interview.
Gooch was more positive about the trailer than I was.
Well,
also, Gooch.
The CG is like really bad. Yeah.
Hey, Gooch, do you know why are midgets so happy? They're always looking up, and Gooch, you should look up too. Hey, and what are you going on about? You're getting Superman being grilled by his girlfriend. He slips right back into being Clark when he's supposed to be Superman for the interview. Yeah, he wasn't very Superman.
It's 1 minute. It's what I showed you earlier. I think they're not live yet.
I'll allow it then. Let's see.
Yeah. Sorry. It's the here.
Recently, you've come under a lot of fire.
It's a lot of fire.
It's a lot.
That the most powerful man in the world should be a figure of controversy.
Today, the Secretary of Defense said he was going to look into your actions.
Let the record show that this committee holds him responsible.
In effect, you illegally entered a country.
To have an individual engaging in these state-level interventions should give us all pause.
I don't care. I don't know what they're saying.
You're seemingly acting as a representative of the United States. I wasn't representing anybody except for me.
Does he act by our will or by his own?
I would question myself in the same situation and consider the consequences.
People were going to die. The woman I love could have been blown up or shot. Think of what could have happened.
Well, think about what did happen.
Boobs. I didn't kill those men, if that's what they think, if that's what you're saying.
Well, I'm saying I want to understand what happened. Oops. I'm saying thank you for saving my life. I'm saying there's a cost.
Recently,
now look at the difference in reactions. Now, obviously, Henry is an older man, so maybe he played it differently than David. He's 10 years older. I certainly react differently, but those are two very different depictions for two very different generations.
High school Superman being whiny, acceptable, but like we're an adult Superman, we need a bit more of that stoicism, in my opinion.
But character progression?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
When Gunn says he's flawed, this maybe was what they mean. He's not that type of yet fully
you
formed.
said it's like he's only a couple of years in of being Superman, really. So yes, that's like when you say that and you see that reaction, and you're like, okay, he's not hasn't experienced everything yet, and what we got with Mark or Henry is like a very stoic, cold. I don't care. Like I'm doing what I think is right. Like it's just like two big, huge differences there.
Cavill looks disappointed that she might even think that when she's trying to point out the larger consequences, and David feels attacked because he thinks he's being like, sniped at by his journalist girlfriend who he just said he would be interviewed at, but he's not realizing that when he does act like that, it does create problems.
How many times did you see that conversation between Batman and Superman? Where Batman was the more logical, realistic one, putting everything into like
open bars.
Okay. And then Superman reacting. No, and Superman overreacts, and then he realizes, okay, I'm overreacting.
I'm sure they're setting it up.
Yeah.
I hope so. I just want to know. I want Crypto to get his story arc. That's all that really matters. Badger, you got anything to plug?
I'll be on the Doolies later.
Let's go.
And around Thursdays.
I will not be there tonight. I will be joining them next Thursday because I felt bad at not being able to join tonight. I'm a monster. Gooch, plug.
Late Night with Gooch and Gang on Sunday. special guest Molly Zamboni.
Oh.
I might be on with the Doolies. Not sure yet.
Will you possibly be appearing on this stream anymore this weekend?
I believe I'll be there tomorrow.
Future Miss is our friend.
Oh,
Students can catch
wait a minute.
these hands.
Wait a minute.
What?
I won't be there tomorrow.
We'll figure it out. No, he's
Getting
totally
it.
going to be here, guys. Stay tuned. He's totally going to be here. Thank you so much for all the support. Appreciate you all. It's outro time.
So long, and thanks for all the fish.
Oh, the camera's on. The camera's been on the whole time, huh? I don't even know. Hello.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Good, then get the hell out of my life. Who needs you? Beat it. Leave me alone.
I needed to get rid of the human garbage, otherwise known as my best friends.
Come on.
Bonnie, how do you keep getting back in?
Well. Bye.
If we're not back by dawn, call the president.
No,
No
Pete.
lies. No lies
Pete.
detected.
No, Pete.
Correct.
Warehouse scene
Showing passion.
and
Yeah.
tits.
Yeah, I didn't like him getting into the bathtub. That was weird. You're way too big, but I mean, I do like boo-boos.